This is TomoNews for Friday, November 10th.
Gene therapy grows new skin for dying boy. A young patient who lost most of his skin to a genetic disease now has a new chance at life, thanks to a breakthrough therapy that gave him replacement skin. The 7-year-old boy was born with junctional epidermal lysis bullosa, a condition in which a gene defect causes the skin to become fragile, often tearing and forming blisters. By June 2015, the boy had gotten 2 bacterial infections that destroyed 2/3 of his skin. He was treated with antibiotics, bandages, and even a skin graft from his father, but nothing worked. Doctors decided to use gene therapy on a patch of non-blistered skin and used a virus to carry a corrected version of the defective gene into the skin cells. The engineered cells were grown into sheets of skin and grafted onto the child's body to replace his missing skin. The grafts took and grew, and the patient was discharged by February 2016. His epidermis is currently stable and doesn't blister or itch. The land of IKEA now has something new: Ratzilla. Thanks to the food waste generated by city dwellers, rats are now a major problem in the land of IKEA. We meant Sweden. Just last month, a woman named Martina Gustafsson spotted 2 birds fighting over something unusually big at a park in Gothenburg. Gustafsson told Sweden's SVT that she first thought it was a rabbit, but turns out it was a giant rat. My, would you just look at that? A pest control expert in Gothenburg later told SVT that he suspected the giant rodent to be about 10 inches long, and it's normal for brown rats. Well, this giant fellow certainly isn't the first find in Ratland. In 2014, a Swedish family in Solna, Sweden, rose to national fame after catching a giant rat with a rat trap. Oh, and the rodent survived. E equals MC, humanity's screwed. This cyborg Einstein and his Saudi fembot buddy dished out a harsh prognosis for humanity this week. Both are designed by Hong Kong robot firm Hanson Robotics. Speaking at the Web Summit conference in Portugal, Einstein bot called humans problematic and said they need to heal themselves. The robot professor reportedly theorizes that we will be the issue when it comes to cooperation between humanity and robots, not the cyborgs. Think that's bad? Well, his fembot buddy Sofia says they're going to take our jobs. Einstein bot also says humanity cannot solve issues like the climate, violence, or terrorism. Does that mean robots will? Who knows? But if the robots did, perchance, stumble into the DPRK and solve that issue for us, would it really be such a bad thing? Southwest Airlines flight grounded for flaming wing. A Southwest flight from D-Town to St. Louis was grounded after a passenger happened to notice the wing was on fire right before takeoff. David Fedor was enjoying the back of the plane on Flight 1863 last Thursday when his spider sense started tingling. He heard a loud thud, kind of like landing gear engaging, but when he looked out the window, he saw flames coming from the bottom of the wing. According to Fedor, the flight had about 80 people, but he had the rear mostly to himself. Apparently, no one else noticed the fire, so he got up from his seat and calmly alerted a flight attendant. At first, the flight attendant told him to sit down, but then she came back and saw the flames for herself. She alerted the pilots, and they turned the plane back. The passengers got off and then either booked another flight or were given a refund. Southwest did acknowledge there was a fire and, in a statement, said, "While there were no indications of anything abnormal, our mechanics are repairing the aircraft and the plane currently remains in maintenance." Really? No indications of anything abnormal? Cute Chimera cat goes crazy viral. Chimera is a super cute, cuddly Chimera cat taking the interwebs by storm. A chimera is a result of 2 fertilized eggs, or 2 early embryos, joining in a mother's womb. A chimera cat is kind of like 2 for 1. Chimera has been blowing up the gram with her little furry face, which is split perfectly down the middle. On one side, she has tabby fur and a hazel eye, and on the other side, she has black fur with a blue eye. Crazy, huh? Quimera already has more followers than most people, with 34,000 adoring online fans. Even though the condition is super rare, chimeras across many species, even humans. Chinese keyboard records how many times keys are pressed. A made-in-China gaming keyboard is sending data back to a Chinese server. Unbelievable. Several users of the Mantis Tech GK2 gaming keyboard have reported a built-in keylogger is sending data to an Alibaba server in China. The issue is being caused by the keyboard's cloud driver, which sends how many times keys are pressed to IP addresses linked to Alibaba servers. Tracking this type of data without user permission could be a violation of privacy laws in the EU. To stop the keyboard from sending your key presses to the Alibaba server, make sure the Mantis Tech Cloud Driver software isn't running in the background. Another method is by blocking the cms.exe executable in your firewall by adding a new firewall rule for the Mantis Tech Cloud Driver in your Windows settings. And if neither of these seem appealing, you could always just chuck the keyboard out the window.